Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Antonio, the Soldierpreneur. Hey, today we're talking about fear and faith. All right, and it's also a reflection from my week. So, let's just talk about the first one. We're talking about faith, right? And there was a situation that happened in Numbers, right? In Numbers 22, Numbers 20, chapter 22, in Numbers, and we had a Bible study on Monday, like at my school. So I go there a little early on Mondays, and quite a few of us guys, coaches, would sit down with one of our local pastors, Mr. Frank Puffer. So we sit down, we have these conversations, we talk about say conversations. Of course, it's Bible study, and this time we talked about a talking donkey, right? And we thought it was only in the movie Shrek, right? But there was actually a talking donkey. And when I say faith, is because what Balaam was doing, he was told the night before he was about to leave, and God said, "Hey, just talk about what I'm telling you to talk about. Whenever I give you the word." And so he got on his donkey, and the donkey saw an angel in the road, and he turned away. And he saw the angel in the same road, another road. Well, after he turned, Balaam hit him with his staff, hit the donkey, that is. And then the donkey saw the angel again. Now Balaam can't see the angel, so Balaam hit the donkey again as the donkey turned away again, because he saw the same angel. He turned away. And the third time he saw the angel, the donkey saw the angel, and he knelt down, he laid down under Balaam. And Balaam hit him again with the staff. He said, "Man, if I had my sword, I would kill you right now. You making me a fool." No, he said, "I'll kill you right now." Then the donkey opened his mouth. He said, "Why have you hit me three times?" And he said a couple other things. He said, "Man, you made me look like a fool." He talked back to the donkey. He responded to the donkey. It's weird, but that's what happened in the story. And then the Lord opened Balaam's eyes to see the angel and bowed down to the angel, because the angel had his sword drawn. I think they always do, ready to go. All right, but he didn't have faith in what was happening, even though God is on his side. And a lot of times we don't understand that God is always on our side, especially those that believe. Now, we had, throughout the course of the week, we had some great things that were happening for me when it comes to growth and development and learning more about the Bible, because I'm reading more, and it's been a blessing for me and my family, for that matter, right? We talked about leftovers at church that Sunday from Ruth. Ruth was living off leftovers, and she was in the book of Ruth. When Ruth made it to Jerusalem, she focused on doing all the leftovers. It was taking all the leftovers from everybody that was working in the field, and she was great at it. And she found favor in Boaz, who owned that land, and she ended up with her favor from him because of her work ethic that she put down. Because she had faith that she was going to knock it out, and she was going to get what she needed out of it, which was those leftovers, right? You're just trying to live. And so she had faith that she would do that, and she ended up gaining the property back for Naomi, which is her mother-in-law, because she was so great at what she did, and she found favor in Boaz because she looked good, but she had work ethic, and so she had faith that she was going to be able to make things happen, right? It's such a blessing to be able to be in that position, because you're working hard for it, right? And somebody's recognizing you for your hard work. Now, the society would tell you right now that there is no room for that. I've seen and heard so many times that your work is not going to be rewarded unless you make it known, unless you promote yourself, right? And promoting yourself, you become more vain in your approach, because we have so many tools out here to promote ourselves, and then we looking for the followership, right? And so it's important that we pay attention to that fine line of promotion slash vainness. We have to make sure we do this. Now, it's been a levels of understanding as this week has been going on, and we had another situation where we had a homecoming game. A homecoming game was really good, and the homecoming game was, I say the game was really good, but I'm talking about when I was managing my cadets. My team, on the other hand, not so much. But regardless of the fact, I got a chance to mentor some of my young men, and I started to help them understand where prayer falls in to what they're missing in their growth. A couple of guys were like, man, I don't know what I want to do when I leave here. I don't know what I want to do, so I'm just going to go to the military. And I served 23 years in the Army. Did I promote that? No, I didn't. I want them to stay prayed up to figure out what they want to do. It's really important that they do that, something that I did not do. So move on to Saturday today. Man, we had a great hike. We had a great hike today, and that hike was very insightful. Very insightful. Before the hike, I was reading Job, and I got a chance to talk about Job and how this is where the fear comes in at, right? We were talking about a lot of different things, a lot of different topics. One of those topics was, I'll get back to Job in just a second, was about this Jewish woman, how her son was hearing demons in his sleep. And she was told to cast out the demons by using the name of Jesus, which evidently what I didn't, I just found out that they don't believe in the resurrection of Jesus. I'm like, wow, and or Jesus at all. And so that's where she started to convert to Christianity, because she was able to evoke the name of Jesus to get that demon out of that child. And now she is a Christian, or at least in that transition phase, right? Because she knows what helped her, or who helped her. And so now, let's talk about Job. Now, Job was in a situation where he lost, in the Bible, where he lost everything, because the Lord said, the devil said, I know your son, your loyal servant Job wouldn't ever curse you. And he said, let's find out. Took him down this road, killed all his family. His wife even said, curse the Lord, for he has left you to die. So he took everything, and then the devil said, hey, I took everything, I did it, what's up? Hey, he still didn't curse you. He said, I still want to try him. He said, okay, but you can't take his life. So he brought sickness and skin diseases and all this stuff on to him. And how about it when two or three of his friends came up, all they wanted to do was criticize him while he was in his pain. He was sitting in his pain. He decided to defend himself to these gentlemen and still complain to the Lord about why me, why me, why me? Because he was so rich, he had everything. So he said, why me? And he was mad about all this other people not getting it, but he's getting all this issues. So what happened next? The Lord shows up. He said, man, this is where the fear comes in at. Man, I do all of this. You don't do none of this. You don't wake these animals up. You don't help them in their pregnancy. You don't guide the eagles and tell them where the fish is, where the fish are. I mean, you don't do any of this. You don't raise, you didn't create the sun and the stars, and you didn't do none of this. You can't stop the most wildest beast ever. Like, you can't do that. I can. Only I can do this. And he was like, man, you right, man. I ain't got it. We guys know where our help comes from. Who helps us do all these things? Who helps this environment do all these lovely things? Nobody but God. So when you feel that you are empowered to do all these things because somebody has given you a little power, because they gave you some money, don't you dare think that what you have can't be taken away from you, and you be, man, convicted of your past, convicted of what's happening right this moment and what you're not in control of. Only He is in control. And He's the one that blesses us, that guides us, that shows us if we are sober minded, not stressed, not on drugs, not resentful. None of these things. There's so many more things. When people are rejected, there's so much blockage in your heart. You can say a lot, but it's about the heart. It's about the heart. That's what God is after. He's not after your mouthpiece. There's a lot of people with some great mouthpieces out here. People just want to be validated and how big they are, how great they are. They stand in minuscule effort to what God has in store for all of us. So what is it about you that you're going to adjust, that you can change, that you can fix, that you can see that you can make a difference in this life and in the next? This life is all you have, all you know you have. So what is it about you that you can tame? What is it about today that you can make time for? And what did you make time for today that allowed you to transition throughout the next step of your growth and development in life? It's your time. Remember those two key phrases. What did I make time for today? What am I going to make time for? You pray about those things to get the growth and development that you need, so you can have the faith of a mustard seed, of what God has in store for you, and have the fear of God, that you know that He has your back and there's nothing nobody else can do but Him. So regardless of what they say, it doesn't matter. All that matters is what He said. Till next time, it's Antonio, the Soldierpreneur. I'll chat with you later. Peace.